Hello everyone, welcome to Quantitative Aptitude tutorial. In this video, we'll discuss what is a proportion and properties related to proportion. Students, let's see what is a proportion. When two ratios are equal to each other, then we say that those two ratios are in proportion. Let's consider A is to B and that is equals to one more ratio C is to D. Then we can represent it as A is to B as C is to D. That indicates that these two ratios are equal to each other. Let's understand this by considering one example. So, car A, its price, let's take it as 15 lakhs, and car B price as 12 lakhs. Now I want to represent it as a ratio which will be AP is to BP. That is price of car A is to price of car B, which is 15 lakhs to 12 lakhs, right? So by cancelling out all the zeros and common factors, it will be 5 is to 4. Now let's take mileage of car A. So I'll represent it as AM, which is 25 kilometers per liter, and whereas car B mileage is 20 kilometers per liter. So if we want to represent it as a ratio between these two, which will be AM is to BM, which will be equals to 25 is to 20. If you observe this, these two ratios are equal to each other. Therefore, I can say that these are in proportion, which I can represent it as AP is to BP. That is, price of car A to car B is same as mileage of car A with mileage of car B. Then I can say that these are in proportion. Here we have to remember, we have to notice one point, that in ratio the two quantities should be of same type, whereas in proportion all four quantities need not be of same type. But whatever ratio we are representing should be of same kind. That is, here if you observe, these two are prices, so which we can represent it as a ratio, and these two are mileages, which we can represent it as a ratio. But these two ratios are in proportion, right? Now, students, let's understand the terms related to proportion. As you know that whenever two ratios are equal to each other, then we say that those two ratios are in proportion. So if you observe here, A, B is a ratio. This is in proportion with C and D. So these are called terms of the given proportion. In this proportion, A and D are known as extremes, and B and C are called means. B, C are means, and A and D are known as extremes. And here is an important property, that is, product of extremes is always equals to product of means. That is, A into D is equals to B into C. In this, B is called second proportional, C is known as third proportional, and D is called fourth proportional. Right, students? Now, let's understand this by considering one example. Here, we have to calculate fourth proportional to 2, 5, 12. Let's take unknown quantity as x, that is 2 is to 5 is same as 12 is to x. So according to this property, we can write it as product of extremes, that is 2 and x. So 2 into x is equals to product of means, that is 5 into 12. So this will be equals to, here we can cancel out with 2, 12, so that is 6. Therefore, which implies x is equals to 30. That is, the ratio between 2 and 5 is same as the ratio between 12 and 30. Now let's look into one more type, that is called mean proportional. Say we have three quantities A, B, C, and these three are in proportion. So which we will represent it as A is to B is same as B is to C, right? So according to this, we can write it as product of extremes, that is A into C is equals to B into B, which implies B square is equals to AC, or we can write it as B is equals to square root of AC. This is very much useful in order to find out mean proportional between given quantities. Let's understand this by considering one example. So here we have to find out mean proportional between 121 and 49. Let's use this formula. So the mean proportional B is equals to square root of 121 into 49. So this will be equals to, as you know that square root of 121 is 11 into square root of 49 is 7. So this will be equals to 77. So mean proportional between 121 and 49 is 77. Now let us discuss the properties of proportion. The first one is called invertendo. As you know that in proportion A is to B is equals to C is to D. Then we can write it as B is to A is same as D is to C. That is B by A will be equals to D by C. Let's take one example. If 3 is to X is equals to 9 is to 2. That is 3 by X will be equals to 9 by 2. In order to find out X, according to this property, we can write it as X by 3 will be equals to 2 by 9. Right? Let's calculate the X value by using next property of the proportion. So the next property of the proportion says that if A by B is equals to C by D, then AD will be equals to BC. That is nothing but here we are doing cross multiplication between the two ratios. That is A into D is equals to B into C. So according to this property, the X value will be X by 3 is equals to 2 by 9, which implies X into 9 is equals to 2 into 3. Here we can cancel out 3 and 9. So therefore X is equals to 2 by 3. Right, students? Next property of proportion is called alternado. According to this, if A is to B is equals to C is to D, then A is to C will be equals to B is to D. That is, if A by B is equals to C by D, which implies we can write it as A by C will be equals to B by D. That is, we are interchanging the B with C, right? So let's take one example. If 8 by 8 is to 3 is equals to Y is to 3. That is, 8 by 3 is equals to Y by 3, right? So which implies, according to this, 8 by Y will be equals to 3 divided by 3. Or we can cancel out these two, which implies 8 by Y is equals to 1. Or we can say that Y is equals to 8. Right? The next property is called componendo. According to this, if A by B is equals to C by D, which implies we can write it as A plus B by B will be equals to C plus D by D. Let's consider one example. If P by 2 is equals to Q by 3, then according to this property, we can write it as P plus 2 by 2 will be equals to Q plus 3 divided by 3. Or we can write it as P plus 2 by Q plus 3 will be equals to 2 by 3. Or we can represent in the ratio as 2 is to 3. Right, students? Now let's look into dividendo property. According to this, if A is to B is equals to C is to D, then A minus B by B will be equals to C minus D by D. That is, A by B is equals to C by D. We can write it as A minus B by B will be equals to C minus D by D. So let's consider an example. If X is to Y is equals to 13 is to 9, then what is the value of X minus Y is to Y? According to this property, we can write it as X by Y is equals to 13 by 9, which implies X minus Y by Y will be equals to 13 minus 9 by 9, or we can write it as 4 by 9. So its value is 4 is to 9, right? The next property is a combination of componendo and dividendo, which is called componendo and dividendo. A by B is equals to C by D. Then we can write it as A plus B by A minus B is equals to C plus D by C minus D. Let's take an example. If X plus 2 by X minus 2 is equals to 5 by 3, then what is the value of X? To find out this, let's apply Componendo and Dividendo. That is x plus 2 plus x minus 2 divided by x plus 2 minus of x minus 2. This will be equals to 5 plus 3 by 5 minus 3. So which implies here, if you observe, we can cancel out plus 2 and minus 2. So x plus x, it's 2x, right? And in the denominator, it's x plus 2 minus x minus of minus 2, it will become plus 2. So here we can cancel out plus x and minus x. So the resulting number is 2 plus 2, which is nothing but 4. This will be equals to 5 plus 3, 8. And here it is 5 minus 3, it is 2. So here we can cancel out 2 with 4. And here we can cancel out 2 and 4. Therefore, x is equals to 4 into 2 by cross multiplication. So its value is 8. Let's look into some more properties. If a by b is equals to c by d, that is equals to e by f. That is, when we are considering 3 ratios, then each ratio is equals to a plus c plus e by b plus d plus f. That is nothing but a by b will be equals to a plus c plus e by b plus d plus f. That is sum of antecedents as a ratio of sum of consequence. Even c by d is also equals to a plus c plus e divided by b plus d plus f. And e by f is also equals to a plus c plus e divided by b plus d plus f, right? And one more property is, if a is to b is equals to c is to d, then if a by b is equals to c by d, then we can write it as a plus c is a plus c by b plus d. That is sum of antecedent as a ratio of sum of consequence. If we are subtracting, then it is nothing but subtrahendo, which is represented by, if a by b is equals to c by d, then we can write it as a minus c by b minus d, right? Next session we'll discuss questions based on proportion. Thank you for listening and have a great day.